Hello, Padawan. Those of you that resonated with this fool, this is going to be your reading today. And today we're asking messages from your inner child. Alright. So, file 1. Messages from your inner child. And just a couple quick notes that I like to read with major arcana only. That's just my personal style. It's a little darker because I like doing readings at night. And the cards are censored because of YouTube rules. Alright, so what does your inner child want to tell you, Padawan? What does Pile 1's inner child want to say? What does their inner child want to say to them? Oh, hold on, but Hangman. What does their inner child want to tell them? I feel like that one that's like jumping at the top. And I feel this one. And the one at the top. Alright, file 1. Messages from your inner child. So the card you chose, I put this card as one that you could pick because it's all about new beginnings. And it's a very childlike, light-hearted energy. So I felt like it went well with today's reading. And it's also about blindly trusting the universe. So that's the card you chose. And the card you flipped, the Hangman is all about seeing things from a different angle. It's a really androgynous type of energy, and this one came out on its own. So, and I would say the past is pretty important in this reading because we're asking about your inner child. So with this Hangman, your inner child is in the recent past has been trying to invite you to do the things, like kind of return to the things that used to bring you joy. I kind of heard that message, and this one came out on its own, so I feel like it's a really important message. And it's also really creative energy, and yeah, allowing for things to occur type of energy. The flowering for the bee type of energy. What's in your future? What does your inner child want to advise you there? The Empress reversed. Okay, so the Empress upright is kind of like mother archetype, and it's all about unconditional love and the coming of spring after a long winter, and what we would perceive to be the perfect feminine energy, what we would perceive to be the perfect feminine energy. But when it's reversed, it's kind of, can either be that it's a non-balanced feminine side, so taking it too far, or denying it, like when it's reversed like this. But because today we're asking what does your inner child want to tell you, I think your inner child is asking you for more love with this Empress reverse, because if it was upright it would be unconditional love. So I think your inner child wants to maybe have more things that maybe if you used to really like to play with that Empress reverse, like whatever that means for you, but it makes me feel like your inner child wants more love with that Empress reverse. What's in your action? The Judgment card. So you have the angels welcoming you into heaven, playing the trumpets for you, giving you a grandiose entrance into heaven with this Judgment card. And like, look how ecstatically overjoyed these people in the card are and being welcomed into heaven just like you. And it's a really divine power energy, and it came out as your action. So I think that tarot is advising you, if you want to manifest everything you want, have everything you want, with this Judgment as an action. It's also about following your heart and following an inner calling. So it came out as an action. So I think your inner child is saying, and I think this is a really important message because it's also an invitation. I think your inner child is saying, remember that you come from the divine, whatever that means for you, with this Judgment card, because it's a really divine power energy. And yeah, it came out as your action. So I think your inner child is saying, don't forget our core, our nucleus, I feel, with this Judgment as an action. What's in your present? The Death card upright. So the Death card is a death, but more so to allow for a rebirth. So I really like describing it as the phoenix. So the phoenix does die, but only to be reborn. So redemption type of energy. So because today we're asking messages from your inner child, I think your inner child is saying, like, don't think I'm not present with this Death card. I'm always, in every change you go through, I'm by your side. I feel with this Death card as a present. Because they were asking, what does your inner child want to say? Also at the bottom of the deck, I guess. And you have the Strength card at the bottom of the deck. So the Strength card, I kind of saw it neutral. So the Strength card is all about feeling strong, standing on your own 2 feet. So your inner child is saying, we're strong, don't forget. I feel with that Strength card as the overall energy. Thank you so much, pile 1. I'll see you in your next reading. Hello, pile 2. Those of you that resonated with this Wheel of Fortune right here, this is going to be your reading today. And today we're asking, what does your inner child want to tell you? Pile 2. Let's find out. So pile 2, what does your inner child want to say to you? We'll give it a couple more shuffles. And just a couple quick notes that I like to read with major arcana only. That's just my personal style. The cards are censored because of YouTube rules. And it's a little dark here because I like doing readings at night. So, what does your inner child want to say? What does your inner... Oh! I feel like the deck stopped there. Let's see. I'm curious about this one at the top. So let's find out. Pile 2. I'll make a bit more space for these. Okay, so the card you chose, the Wheel of Fortune. I love the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about the cycles of life. Winter having to fully end in order for spring to begin, that type of energy. But it also means a turn of events in your favor when it's upright like this. It means the wheel is turning in your favor. So it's the most good fortune, good luck card in a tarot. I really love the Wheel of Fortune. And yeah, the cycles of life is also a really key part of that card. What's in your past pile 2? And I would say the past is pretty important in today's reading because today we're asking about your inner child. So let's see. And you have justice. So justice is the hand of God card. So it's kind of like you reap what you sow type of energy. So it came out as your past. So today we're asking about messages that your inner child wants to say. This justice card, to me, it's saying that your inner child felt so aware of everything around them with this justice. Yeah. Connected to a higher power, whatever that means for you, pile 2. With this justice, because like I said, it's like the hand of God card. What does your inner child want to say about your future? The Hermit reversed. Interesting that came out because it can be the energy of not wanting to grow up. So when the Hermit is upright, it's all about wisdom and going inwards and spending time alone, like really getting to know the self type of energy, and lighting up the path in the darkness with that star. But when it's reversed like this, it can be the energy of not wanting to grow up. So because today we're asking about messages from your inner child with this Hermit reverse, I think your inner child feels like you need to reconnect with them. Because if you don't, they're gonna feel like they don't wanna keep growing older. And getting older, getting wiser, like the Hermit upright would be. It's the path to wisdom. So and any card reverse is not bad. Like we all have both sides, like same as the cards. But yeah, it's literally the energy of not wanting to grow older. So because today we're asking messages from your inner child. With that Hermit reverse, your inner child doesn't want to forget the things that brought them bliss with you, and whatever that means for you, pile 2. But yeah, what's in your action? The Magician upright, pile 2. I love the Magician. So the Magician upright is a little magician, but also it's the most powerful manifestor in the tarot. So it's saying that if you're trying to manifest something or you're trying to have a wish of yours come true, whatever term works best for you, with this Magician, it's saying that everything is aligning, everything is like going well with whatever you're trying to make occur. Yeah, and it's saying that you've mastered your life's journey with this Magician, and it came out as your action. So it's saying like stay in that flow, stay in that mastery state, because it's like director, writer of your life's journey type of energy. And yeah, I love the Magician. So it came out as your action. So the Magician is all about being aware of our thoughts and our actions and how it's manifesting 24/7. And I like describing it as the energy of the Magician playing the flute and all the snakes dancing along with the music. Like I really like imagining the Magician that way. And it came out as your action, so embody that musician energy from my example, whatever that means for you, pile 2. And it came out as your action, so your inner child is inviting you to do that as an action. It came out as your action. What's in your present? The Death card upright. If you were drawn to pile 1, I wouldn't be surprised because this is a different deck and it's all very connected. So the Death card is like, I like imagining like the Phoenix. So the Phoenix does die, but only to be reborn. So the being reborn part is a key part of this card. So it is a death, but only to allow for rebirth. Oh, and the Wheel of Fortune like touched my hands when I said that. Touched my hand. What's at the bottom of the deck? And you have the Devil as the overall energy? Wow, so the Devil is all about like obsessive love, like it can be like negative thinking, like thinking that your problems is all there is, and that way the devil keeps you trapped. But it came as the overall energy, so I think your inner child is saying that as you explore your power, as you come back to the sense of play, because the devil is like, it's also about the shadow, I guess. Today we're asking messages from your inner child, so I think your inner child is saying is, as you come back to me, as you come back to your sense of play and your power, you're very, very powerful with that magician upright pile too. But with that devil as the overall energy, and it can also be the energy of the more you try to suppress a desire, the stronger it'll become. So today we're asking for inner child messages. So with that devil, I think your inner child is saying that your shadow isn't all bad. That's also where your creativity comes from, I feel. Because today we're asking messages from your inner child. So your inner child is saying like, don't look as your shadow, like it's all bad. Because that's where our creativity comes from, I feel, with that devil. Because today we're asking messages from your inner child, so that's just the way I read it. Thank you so much, Pal, too. I'll see you in your next reading.